I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What is up? Welcome into Pregaming here at Sports Money, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. You already know. Don't matter if it's rain, sleet, or snow. We're always good to go. It's going to be fun to get after it with you guys this week. We've got a big week ahead of us here. Big Monday night football game. Dallas and Houston. We got a big week of sports. Big Thursday night football game. And then a Saturday morning rarity. It is a 3 a.m. Eastern time UFC card. We'll be done by 9 a.m. Haven't decided if I'm going to go all night, Saturday or Friday night, or I got to figure it out. I know it's only a few short days away. Hopefully you guys had the opportunity to join us this past Saturday. Do it again. What can I say? Listen, it's tools, it's technologies, and it's expertise that gets us to the victory window week in and week out. Not seen it for the first time. We live this stuff. We breathe this stuff. Man, I've been making so much money on Saturdays that I literally was like, do we do Saturday? And I was like, man, I'm going to be up anyways. And if I'm going to be up making money on Saturday anyways, then we might as well be recording it with you guys live on Saturday. So hopefully you caught on to, once again, the big plus 750 spot that was laid down like a golden hammer. Woo! Bo Nickel by decision was unbelievable, and it was heavy. It was heavy, and it was gorgeous. Listen, housekeeping notes. If you're watching shows, I hear a lot of people talking about it today. The free money that was Jake Paul. And if they're telling you it's okay to take a minus 250 juiced, unfollow. In fact, do everybody in the world of social media a favor and report them. That's malicious, it's harmful, and it's downright self-deprecating. We gave you guys the Paul fight plus 150 to go to decision. Now, you tell me. You don't have to know anything about boxing, but you think they were going to let Mike Tyson get hurt? Come on. Guy's 60 years old. Stop it. Minus 250s are okay to lay. Come on. You guys are better than that. Do us all that favor and report those SOBs. What else? How about this? How about clean sweepage yesterday in the NFL? How about that? Gave you guys the easiest play of the week. That was the Chicago Bears. We talked about that on Thursday. Cleaned up. You know why? You know why we cleaned up with that Chicago Bears play? We'll talk about it because it does exist again tonight. Went down the board. Sweepage on my NFL prop shot plays with LJ. Thank you to LJ from H-Town coming in here. And then, the plus 700, 2 touchdown parlay, prime time game strikes again. Plus 700 posted out there for you guys on the community tab. It was a late Saturday, which means it was a quiet Sunday. But we made plenty of noise with another plus 700, 2-leg touchdown parlay coming home to pop. That's what we want to do. That's how we want to get paid. Now we got to get to work. Now we got to get to work here tonight because you'll see it's a big slate again. We got a great NHL card. We got great action all week long, with the exception that I found tonight's card somewhat difficult. It's great action. The NBA, look, we got the 30-0 trend is back. You guys cashed on this, twice last week, once the week before. We're back again tonight, going for 4 in a row in that angle. And I found the NHL just very, very, very difficult in general. Maybe some will say it's easier than I thought. Maybe I was overthinking it. But look, I want to come in here and get winners. I want to give you guys winners. I love the winners that are lined up for the NBA. No college basketball tonight. I got one spot that I lean to. Maybe I'll get there. Depending on the number of likes that we get at the end of the show, maybe I'll get there. Maybe I'll give that one to you guys. And then, of course, Monday Night Football. Yeah, we're going back to the 2-touchdown parlay prop. It's plus 900 tonight. Plus 900 will get us paid. Two other plays in the NFL. Two other plays in the NFL. Maybe I'll splash. Man, I think I was one leg away from the same game parlay last night in Sunday Night Football. But I'm feeling good. I told you guys, we got these prop tools heating up. Got a nice weekend in us. Got a big week ahead. And then debating how we're going to handle Saturday. I'll tell you what. You guys will get the gold star if you do join us on Saturday morning. We gave out cash prizes. $25 each time we got over the Monday number of likes that was set last week. We had over 100 on one show. We had 86 on another. That got us to two $25 cash giveaways. So congratulations to those that did make that money on Saturday. And now it's time to get in here with a new week and a new money mentality. And I'm ready to go. I hope you guys are as well. Already middle of November, November 18th, just a week and a couple of days away from Thanksgiving, which means it's going to be a huge football weekend. Thursday games, Friday games, Saturday games, Sunday games, you name it, we got them. So let's enjoy this week because the holiday season is going to kick into full gear next. And then we're close to that fringe time where it's okay to listen to Christmas music all day, all night long. I don't believe in that, but spent 3 days listening to Christmas music already. I'm already done with it, but we haven't even started. So get that thumbs up. You guys know the deal. Need your help. More important than ever that you guys do show the support. Help us with this channel. Your voice is loud, and it doesn't have to be spoken at all. All you have to do is hit that thumbs up button. Help us promote the brand. Bring in new eyeballs. Bring in new sharp bettors that are all doing the same thing that we are. Trying to cash from those bookies using this last look. This last call, as some had said, to generate winning sports bets. Make sure you do us that favor. Close the comment section, hit that thumbs up, pop the comments back open, and then we'll get to work. Let's go. Let's go. Time to put on a show. Get your pen and paper ready. You'll already know what's up. The best in the business come here to share their best bets. They're going to share angles. They're going to share trends. I got a trend tonight that will exist for 2 look-ahead games tomorrow as well. Now you can write these down, or you can just come back tomorrow and I'll share them with you again. Much like the 30-0 trend. You might want to start writing this one down. You might want to write this one down. This one might move over to the old premium bank. I don't know yet, but I'm fired up for it. You know, again, we've cashed on it. It's one thing to catch a 30-0 at 30-0. Hopefully you win 1 or 2 and then it breaks. Found it 4 or 5 games ago, 6 games ago. I think we got it around 22-0. So I think we've been riding this thing like a pony. And tonight's no difference. No difference. Gonna get back on that saddle. Gonna ride this fucker all over town. And then, of course, make sure you put your best bets in the chat. Let's see what you guys are on. Let's recognize the days marinating of the playbook and figuring out how we're all trying to get to the window with winning bets. We'll start off with commenter numero uno. It's Joe T. His assault on the unders continues. And he's looking at the Avalanche and the Flyers game. And he's looking at over 6.5 goals. Over 6.5 in this Philly game. Question is, can Philly score enough? Can Philly score enough for Joe T to cash another after your underplay of the day? We will see. Time will tell. Shout out to Joe T. Here's our guy, Keith. He wants to get into the 2-touchdown business. His 2-touchdown Monday Night Football game is Dowdle and Schultz, plus 752 for our guy, Keith. He was there on Saturday rocking with us every stride. Will Keith be there on Saturday this week is the question. It's going to be a commitment. When we're done at 9, and then I debate, do I go get breakfast? Do I go to sleep? Do I just run it all day until I run out of gas? I don't know. It's going to be fun. NJ Strikers in the house. Trans-Canada. Stay away from my girl. Markel, like Giannis. Rebounds over 14, I believe is the number there for Markel. Shout out to Bo Jackson. Says, let's get a pimp back from the Big Apple. What a weekend. Shout out to you, Bo Jackson. Hopefully you had great weather and a nice time out there. Shout out to Old E's in the house. He's been a supporter from day one. Says, what up, you dirty dogs? Winner Circle's in the house. Likes a little Freddie V. Little Freddie Van Vliet, over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And he's going to parlay it with the Texans' money line. Bo Jackson says the fans were booing the shit out of Bo Nickel in the Garden. Did you go to that? Is that where you were, Bo? Did you go to that UFC event? I'll tell you, Bo, you're going to have to trust me on this, my friend. We know this is a copycat business. And I believe we're 5-1 over the 6. I'll have to go back and check. But for at least 6 weeks, we have been finding everybody thinks it's going to end in the first round spot. And I've been going decision. And that's how we cashed Bo Nickel by decision at plus 750. Only a matter of time before everybody else catches on. Man, we caught some plus 1,500, so plus 1,900, plus 550s. Whoo! Want to make a bet in the house. Says there was a no knockout clause in the Tyson Paul contract. Of course it was going to decision. It makes sense. Makes sense. Want to make a bet. But now these guys are going to tell you, it's okay to bet a minus 250. The fuck world are you living in that it's okay to bet a minus 250? Stop it. Stop it. It's never okay to bet a minus 250. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Bo Jackson says Packers own the Bears. They were 10-0 against the Bears since hiring Matt LaFleur. It took a blocked field goal for them to win that game at the end, though. I mean, in all fairness, it did take a blocked field goal. We know that Green Bay team is Charmin soft. We talked about that on Thursday. Shout out to Stir and Company. That's some Flyers money line. Mishkov and TK point parlay plus 165. Shout out to Joey Dub. And Justin McKelvey says sports money is money. Let's go, you guys. Josh Lower, 34. Likes a little Phoenix Suns money line. Then Trisha M. Shout out to Josh. She's shouting out to me. Shout out to Kelsey. We haven't seen Kelsey in a minute. Says someone gifted me a membership. Well, shout out to you, Kelsey. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. She says, smash the likey for Mikey. Shout out to RVD 420. Bo says, yeah, I was at 309. Jets versus Colts game. Woo! You saw Perk Rogers and the president. What a weekend, dude. What a weekend for you, man. What a lot of fun. That sounds like a great time. Damon Waring's in the house. Says, appreciate the content. Money Making Monday. Let's get it. You damn right it is. Damn. Let's go, Damon. KV. Love is throwing a pick 8 straight now. FYI. Those are the things we want to write down. Shout out to my guy, Gonzo. I know he had a big Saturday or big Sunday. Big Sunday for our guy. And KV says, if betting mixing, bet rushing and receiving. The R&R prop. Okay. Let's talk about what I'm betting. Let's talk about some trends. Let's talk about some cash flow. Let's make sure we get this thing ready to go here. Again, it's a sleepy little Monday. Gets dark early. Everyone's hemming and hawing. What are we going to bet on tonight? There's nothing to bet on tonight. Yes, there's plenty to bet on tonight. Stop your hemming and hawing. Let's get ready to get to work. And we're going to pop this card off here. We're going to pop it off with a little Philadelphia Flyers, Colorado Avalanche spot. And I get it. I totally see. You know, we've got Annunen. We got that bag of dog shit and goal on the Flyer side of things here. I totally get why you guys would think this is an over opportunity. Totally understand it. You look at the Flyers, they've been winning 3 straight. Winners of 3 straight, I should say. You look back at the Avalanche now, they're healthy, they're squared up, they're ready to roll. And they're a big favorite at minus 195. I told you, first of all, difficult spot for me this week trying to find, or today specifically, not an absolute ton of trends out there for the NHL, but I kind of went to what makes sense in this game here. So we've got 91% of the bets and 98% of the cash on the over. The under is catching steam. I don't know what to make of that, to be honest with you. I mean, this should be a dead nuts over. You know, Flyers 3 in their last 3, 4 in their last 5. I'll say this. Yes, you can only play who's in front of you. But in all fairness, it happened to be Buffalo and San Jose at home and Ottawa on the road. And aside from Buffalo, that we knew absolutely, we gave that out Saturday, was going to wax. The Flyers were going to wax them Sabres. We knew that. We knew it. Outside of that one, 1-goal games. Even the 4-3 loss to Florida and a 2-1 loss to Tampa Bay. Other side of the equation, what are we going to get from this Colorado team? Now, they got healthy. They're getting healthy, I should say. Players are coming back. Really, the only guy that's out of the lineup, Gorgiev. A little concerning. Only because if you're looking for the over and you need the Flyers to score, it's tough to score on Annunen this year. Now, the positive in that total side of things, Ryan Ellis out. That's a big defenseman that's out. Cam York, another defenseman. Jamie Drysdale, another defenseman. Emil Andrade out. 4 big defensemen out for this Flyers team. And then there's Sammy Ersson. He's out with a lower body injury. So, what we try to do is we do try to look for these teams that are dealing with goaltender issues. Why? Because after they get lit up like a Christmas tree and their old Mother Hubbard, they don't have shit in the cupboard. And that means they got to get pounded for a 6 spot or a 7 spot or whatever the case may be. I'm apprehensive about the Flyers scoring goals tonight. Just going to put that out there. The torch factor. We talked about this before. Tortorella sits Mishkov for 2 big games. Well, he was on a hot streak. And Tortorella's just fucking around doing Tortorella things. He's playing the head games that he does. And it should be a competitive battle. To me, as crazy as this may sound, well, I'm laughing because I can't believe I'm even going to say it. Sometimes when you look at the lines, it tells you a lot of what you need to know, right? Look at this Flyer side of things here. The money line is sitting at plus 170. Plus 175s even. You got them at home on a Monday night, which is an absolute sleepy spot. Mondays in the NHL. Then you look at this puck line. Look at this plus 1.5. Look how it's sitting at minus 150s. Well, where are the books showing vulnerability? They're showing you vulnerability around a 1-score game. And then we just talked about this at the start of the show. Look at all the 1-goal games the Flyers have had. Creative ways I would challenge this one. Why not Flyers overtime game? Why not game ends in a draw or game goes to game ends in a draw? Wouldn't that be funny? I don't even know what would have to happen for that to be the case. But yeah, I'm saying it out loud. The regulation draw is plus 390. You're juiced to the under 6.5. To me, the way I'm opting to go after this one here, I do think there are going to be some goals. I just think they come out of the Colorado side of the house. I want the Colorado team total over. I got a 3.5 at minus 115. Nathan McKinnon should be good to go out there and shoot a shit ton. Nishkushkin's back from being injured. Rantanen is the guy that I think goes out there and lights the lamp tonight. He's got a nice little first goal scorer prop tag on him as well. And yeah, there's, Travis Konechny. Konechny's obviously live. I don't know. If I was going to play a side, it would be the draw. The books have that kind of huge liability out there on the plus 1.5, or the huge price tag out there on that plus 1.5. They're telling you it's a 1-goal game. Now, if it's a 1-goal game, do you want to bet the Avalanche at minus 205? No, because they probably shouldn't be in that range of a minus 205 favorite on the road. Not to mention, there are some rematch spots coming up on the calendar. As you look ahead, and I try not to get overly involved in what spots do they have coming up and this and that and the other horse shit that goes on out there. But, and this is why, because it's Thursday. So this is the first road game and the first of 4 road games. It'll be 5 road games in 6 nights for the Colorado Avalanche. They just completed the 5 and 6 nights at home. Sometimes that does become the worst place or the toughest place to play is that first game after you change sites in a long stretch. But the rematch spot for the Colorado Avalanche exists on Thursday. It is a game they lost 5-2 at home to the Washington Capitals. So, plenty of rest in there. Plenty of rest is why I'm not overly concerned about that fact that game's on Thursday. They'll have 2 days to spend, presumably, on the East Coast. But I'll take Colorado Avalanche. We'll get this thing popped off. We'll light this candle with a little Colorado over 3.5 goals. And again, it's a goaltending matchup. We've just seen, bad spot here. I think the trend I got to look for Here's another original. We talk about everybody thinks it's going to end in the first round. And so it actually goes to the distance. How about this one? How about, we already talked about the shutout. When the team gets shut out, they tend to win that next game. Not the first period piece of it. They tend to win it. But how about when you got goalies injured, what's that doing in relation to the team totals? So I'm going to have to work at that. I'm going to have to look at that because, again, I think that the flamethrower becomes in play. Not our guy, Fanatical Jim. He's the flamethrower on the bookies. But the flamethrower means you leave this guy in and you let him get roasted and toasted like a kebab at a Brazilian steakhouse. Overcooked. And there ain't nobody else to put in the pipes out there. Mel's in the house. What up, Mel? The Mel POD is the Flyers team. Well, now Mel's supporting goals. And Damon says over 2.5 and plus 1.5 is plus 117. I'm not mad at any of those spots. I will be watching this game. I will be keeping an eye on this game. Not entrenched in this game, but I like some of those plays, you guys. Thank you for sharing. David Wallace putting steaks on the grill, my dude. I went out for a steak last night. Be honest. I can pick a better steak and I can make a better steak. And that's why I stopped going out for steak. So shout out to you, David. Make sure you cook it right. Give me a nice medium rare, some excellent charring on the outside, and just a little SPG. Just a little SPG action in there. A little salt, pepper, garlic, the universal grilling seasoning. All right, let's go on. Let's move on to game number 2. Keep her rolling for you guys. We're going to go to 8 p.m. and we're going to go into that central, looking at the Anaheim Ducks and the Dallas Stars. And another big number of minus 420. Now listen, if you believe in value and picking a minus 250 on Jake Paul, yeah, go ahead, take minus 420 on the Dallas Stars. Why not? I feel bad giving out minus 130s. I couldn't imagine. I mean, literally, I and I think in a hand, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 140s, maybe. I go anywhere else, and I do feel bad about that. But anyways, minus 420, play of the day, Dallas Stars. But if you want to get real, you want to try to make some money. The way that I want to look at this game really has to do with what do we know about Dallas? Well, we know it has a lot in common with Carolina. Some spots are just under havens. And we look at these teams here. What do we got going on? We got Lucas Dostal. Now he's unconfirmed. And he's playing for a shit team in this Anaheim Ducks. He's got a 4-6-2 record. But push that off to the side because he's not scoring goals. He is stopping pucks, though, with a 2.75 goals against average and a 92.2% save percentage. So it's pretty strong, considering this team sucks. Now, the flip side, we don't have Ottinger going for Dallas. We have a backup situation, and that backup situation is Casey DeSmith. Dallas has been fortunate. Dallas, Winnipeg, and there's a couple of teams that have been fortunate to have a solid 1-2 punch going. And, you know, Dallas is no different here with Casey DeSmith. 1.79 goals against average, 92.9% save percentage. He is, however, just 2-2. So it's weird because they kind of made it look like through the morning skate that Ottinger was going to be the guy. And then they decided to go with DeSmith. So I don't know if there's something going on behind the scenes in this Dallas situation. That does kind of concern me a little bit, but I know that we've got, the juice coming in on the under in this game. We know Dallas is an under city. For whatever reason, they play tight games or they're blowout games, and they play low scoring games, particularly at home. We look at this Anaheim Ducks team. Now they're coming off a 6-4. 6-4? That's a blown load play situation, right? We talk about this theory too. Teams that get held score less come out and score the next game. Teams that fire a bunch of pucks in goal. Why is that important? Because think about the law of averages. The average NHL team scoring about 3 goals a game, maybe 2.8, something like that. So if you just come off of firing a 6-pack, you're good for that regression. Unless you're just a red-hot team like the Washington Capitals happen to be right now with Ovechkin putting up that big fucking hat trick yesterday. And when I peel the covers back and I look at this Ducks team, Well, are they a 6-goal-a-game team or are they a regression candidate? Well, prior to that 6 goals they scored at home, by the way, against Detroit, only 2 against Vegas. They did get 4 against Columbus, but held Columbus to 2. They only scored 2 against Minnesota. They only scored 1 against Vancouver. That's in their own barn, and those games were unders as well. So now you're going to take this team to the road in a spot where it's an under capital, and they're going to magically, mysteriously become a team that fires the puck on goal? Hell no, they're not going to be. And the late steam, shout out to our guy Ramon Scott with the morning steam, but the late steam has been coming in. We're now sitting at from plus 100s down to minus 105s on this. Let me update this. On this second half of the game, or this Dallas under situation. And it's partly goaltending, it's partly the teams that are being, it's just a combination. This is just a confluence of opportunities where I feel confident that we're going to see this thing end up being, super tight. I wish it was Ottinger. I feel a lot better with that, but look, goals against average, these guys both rank in the top 10 as far as goaltenders across the NHL, which is crazy. I can expect that with Dallas at 11-5. Not those still at 6-8-2, but what do we say? It's not, goalies don't get faulted for. It's like a pitcher that gets a low ERA. Pitcher's got a sub-1 ERA, but his team's fucking terrible. Ergo, the Mets a bunch of years ago. Is it DeGrom's fault? No. You can only go out there and pitch. And, if you do want to talk about regression candidates, again, Dallas Stars 16 goals in their last 3 games is a lot. But I do believe that, in this situation here where we do find the opportunity is, kind of just that little, look, they had 3 road games in 4. They're coming back home. They had big competition in Minnesota. They won that game 2-1. They ousted Boston 7-2, and they ousted Pittsburgh 7-1, knowing that teams are around a 3-goal-a-game type of situation. We're good. I think we're in a good spot with these 2 guys having the opportunity to stand on their heads, to fire. Now, remember, the lead pipe lock of the day. I shouldn't even say that. I hope you guys know I'm joking when I say that. You know me. I will humiliate people that give out minus 400s, but we're not one of them. So thank you, AOD. I appreciate that. I am a scumbag, but it'd be hard pressed for me to come on a show and give you. I would just rather skip this game than give you guys a minus 400. But I didn't, I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time listening to other shows. So I did hear somebody talk today about the value on the minus 250 with Jake Paul, and it just fucking got me going. So it sets me off. Sometimes I get that hair trigger early, and it sets me off. And that was very much the case this Monday. So KV says, is Monday NHL dogs like MLB? I think Mondays are unders. Personally, I think Mondays are unders. But it's not really battle tested in strategy. A couple spots that I do kind of have some philosophy around, but again, I just found it hard. There wasn't a lot of trends and angles to work with here tonight. But I'll go to this one here. I got one for you guys. And now, this may be, I wish I had the asshole of the day button. Wish I had the asshole of the day button. Like the asshole play of the day. It's probably going to be in this next game. It's probably going to be, whoops, I realized I wasn't moving these. How come nobody told me? Screen wasn't advancing? Put all these together? You know how much of a pain in the nuts it is to put this on screen? All right. The asshole play of the day. Here it is. You ready for it? Yeah. Yeah. I know. At this point, this one's all used up. Everyone's talked about it. It's everywhere. And it's tough. I'm labeling it the asshole play of the day because you're an asshole if you give this play out, and you're an asshole if you don't play this play at the same time. They're intersecting asshole spots for this one right here. I can't believe it. Yeah. Look, where do you want to start? How much time we need to spend on this one? How about we spend just a minute? Charlie Lindgren going in goal for the Washington Capitals. He's definitely not the ace in the hole. He does have a .266 goals against average. He's 89.7% save percentage. Connor Ingram for the Utah Coyotes. 6-3-3, but a 3.72 goals against average. 87.9% save percentage. You are such an asshole if you give this play out. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm giving this play out to you guys. First and foremost, why do I say that? Well, I just mentioned the aforementioned Capitals, right? The Capitals in a situation, they mowed down Colorado in their own barn, 5-2. They took down Vegas in their own barn, 5-2. They've been on an over tear, scoring goals, not enough goals to beat Toronto in their home barn, but they've been playing well on the road. Flip side, they've got that revenge spot. I mentioned this with Colorado coming up on Thursday. They just beat Colorado. Now, is that going to play a part for them in this game? I don't think so. What do you care? If you're I'll tell you this. If you're beating the shit out of everybody, you don't care who you got coming up. You just next guy up, next guy up, next guy up, next guy up. And that's exactly what we've got with this Capitals team. Yeah, look, they're such a good team. Why are you getting a -110 on Utah? Who, by the way, I do believe has kind of exceeded some of their goal expectations. Yeah. If you're home off a loss, your opponent's off and over, you're 20-6 in the NHL. You're home, you're off a loss, your opponent's off and over, you're 20-6 in the NHL. This is that trend I said does exist for tomorrow. The Jets in Vancouver fall under this window tomorrow. So keep your eyes on this one. We'll see if Utah does find a way to get it done. And if they do, then keep your eyes on the Jets in Vancouver tomorrow. I mean, for all the reasons, right? It's like saying under on prime time. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Why are they? This line's trappy. Team's hot. One team's not. One team's coming off a loss. They're a 500 squad that's probably exceeded some expectation early in the season. It's all the reasons that you just should take the team. It's just been so used up that it's like, I don't know. I don't know what it's like. But I know if I won't say it. I won't say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to move on from that game. We're going to pretend I didn't give that one out there. But that is the asshole play of the day. The Utah Coyotes in the asshole play of the day position. And they're probably going to win. But would I be surprised if they lose? No. Probably the best play for that game, again, is a regulation spot. And you're hearing that, so if you give out regulations this early in the season. So my money's going to be on it. I hate to give it to you guys. I wish I had more compelling reason. I do like the home favorite off a loss with the opponent going on the over. But anyways, you can see how perplexed I am with that situation because you got to take it. It's just ugly. Everything about it's ugly. It smells funny. Looks stupid. Even their logo looks stupid. Blue. Actually, it's not that stupid looking. Kind of Utah inside the circle. I mean, maybe a Yeti busting through the circle would be better. But last game in the NHL, I don't feel as stupid about this one. I'm going to go Sharks and Red Wings. Or I should say I don't feel like as much of an asshole about this one. How about that? At least there's a little bit more meat to the bone on this one here. Cam Talbot starts, or unconfirmed, but should be the starter likely for the Red Wings. And he's got a 5-3-1 record. Cammy Old Talbot there, the one of the 1-2 punch for the Detroit Red Wings, has a 2.72 goals against average and a 92.7% save percentage. On the other side, San Jose. What are they doing? What do you say, San Jose? They say Mackenzie Blackwood. Vitek Vanacek is the guy that's out for injury. Does concern me a little bit. The old Mother Hubbard, there's nobody left in the cupboard. So Askarov will be the backup, bringing him up from the minors, but it should be Blackwood. Or it's likely that he's going to start this game with the 2.98 goals against average and a 91.4% save percentage, but meaning it should be him. He should be the guy to be able to make it through this entire game. And I can't expect him to be taking Blackwood out, knowing that you've got Vitek Vanacek injured and you don't have any real options besides minor league goalies at this point. You got to play defense. You can't just let teams like the Red Wings come out there and fire pucks. But if you're going to fade the Red Wings, now's a great time. 1-4 in their last 4. Now, mind you, they did lose to the Rangers 4-0. What happened the next game? They won 3-2. They followed that back up with a loss 6-4. Then they followed it up with another loss 4-1. They are now on their 4th road game in 4 straight. Their 5th road game in, their 5th road game in 6 games. 5th and 6th. If there's a worse scheduling spot on the calendar, I don't think I've ever seen it. Flip side, shit scheduling, the San Jose Sharks. 4 straight road games, coming back home for the first time, and they went 1-3 in that road stretch. Not too pretty. But, all the love that gets given to the Colorado Avalanche with their player personnel and things coming back in, and, there's a couple players that you don't want to sleep on when it comes to I can't believe I'm saying it when it comes to the San Jose side of things here, but, we obviously know the big one, the big gun, Calabrini. This guy's money. And he should continue to be money. And you're playing an exhausted team. Now, you might be tired yourselves. But the biggest liability for the books tonight, where the books need the win, I should say. The books need the win. And that's where my money's going to go, is on a plus money spot with the San Jose Sharks. I don't like the schedule spot for Detroit. I like the fact that the books need this one. I like that it's late. Probably, if we all take the L on that Utah game, everyone's going to chase down Detroit because San Jose sucks. And that's where the books are going to make their money. That's how they build those big, shiny castles out there in the desert. Tough hockey card for me today. Of all the games that, I don't know. Which one do I like the best? Probably this one. This one and probably the Flyers in regulation. I didn't even give out the Flyers in regulation. Or Flyers overtime game, I guess. We'll see. We'll keep our eyes on it. But shout out to my guy, Oldie, up in this piece, gifting 5 sports money memberships, helping us grow this community. Appreciate my dude rocking with us. Thank you, Oldie. My God. Crushing it. Cheers to you, brother. Made in Philly says the best play is Capitals first period. I could think the first period over in that Washington-Utah game. There's a strong trend to the over when you're home off the loss and the opponent's off the over. Washington's one of the best. Keep this in mind now. We talked about Vegas. Not shooting the puck enough. I'll continue to say it until they start shooting it 10 more times a game at least. And we're finding those first periods are sputtering, flickering. But the Washington Capitals might be the best first period over team in the NHL. I think they're like 14-4 or something like that to the first period over. Capitals winning the game first period, not a bad look there. I you know what? I kind of like that one even more than KV likes both teams. I like that too. I get that too. See, I can now I should have talked to you guys about this before we even started doing the cut. Oh, look at this. 0-6 to the under. Paid handicapper consensus. See? 74% of the bets and 63% of the cash are on the Red Wings. But them wise guys know. They know. They know where that's at. Scuttbag. Player of the day from our guy is UL Monroe. The Warhawks. That little plus 110 in college hoops. Oh, Ramon says our morning steam consensus, however, was on the Red Wings. Shout out to Ramon Scott, the team morning steam, the All-Stars, the Tad All-Stars. Goal scorer boost on DK. I'll give you a goal scorer boost for DK. Caulfield, Vancouver, or for Montreal. There you go. Fire him right in there. See how quickly that was? That's because I have on him. I'm already on him. Guy fires up against the Oilers. He's been firing up this season. In fact, he's got the first goal in 3 of the last 5 against the Edmonton Oilers. He's the only guy in Montreal that seems to be able to get his head and his ass wired at the same time on the same page. And he catches first goal scorer at plus 1,200 and his anytime goal scorer for Caulfield is sitting at plus 195 over there on FanDuel. 185s, 175s as well. They know he's going to score. He's good for puck time tonight. I like Cole Caulfield. Get the job done out there in Montreal. Okay, beat up on this NHL card enough. Hey, shout out to Philly Eagle Flyer. Because I'm in the building. Let's go Avs. First period over 1.5. First period, both teams to score. Over 6.5. Second period over 2.5. Maybe. Good luck, CC. I'm on it with you, my guy. I'm tailing you. Or I'm tailing me, or I'm tailed myself. I'm not sure, but I'm on it with you. How about that? Let's root and toot together and root for that Caulfield spot out there. Okay, let's get into the NBA because there are some really look. I found it. I'm just transparent with you guys. I found it difficult in the NHL, and that's why when it gets difficult like that, I start looking at things like that Utah spot, and I think, well, Jesus Christ, everybody's on it. And it's sitting at minus 110. Why is this line not moving anymore? That's a concern to me. It's a big concern to me. It's a huge concern to me. But anyways, I'm going to move past the NHL today because I do like what's cooking in the NBA. And I've been cooking in the NBA quietly, stealthily. But I'm going to fire up. I'm going to open up here with this Houston game. Now, in the NBA, we look a little bit different, right? We do like to see the cash flow splits. We do like it's a publicly bet sport. I think it's number 2 behind the NFL. Whereas hockey ranks with the WNBA. You really only have like real sharp bettors generally buying numbers in those sports. And sometimes the cash flow doesn't make as much of a difference. But in the NBA, it does. And that's why we definitely like to be concerned with where the money is going. Try to get all things to align for us, trends, angles, injuries, and the rest. And right now, we're going to turn the plane into the storm of adversity. The Houston Rockets going on the road to Milwaukee. Milwaukee. Makes me think. I got a button for that. I got to use this one. I don't get that many times. I don't get many chances to use this one. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Here it is.
Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good land.
All right. I knew that was going to come in handy at some point. I did it for Joe T, but anyways, we got the Rockets opened up as road dogs, at +3, 68% of the bet, 66% of the cash on the Rockets, the resurging Rockets, the old Red Rockets, as dog owners would say. Then you got the Milwaukee Bucks there sitting at 32% of the bets and 34% of the cash. Struggle in season at 4-9. This line has moved up to 225 and a half. It's storming the beaches to the over. And it's an interesting spot because, here we go. I heard you guys talking Freddie Van Vliet earlier. I like me some Freddie Van Vliet action here. The Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to be a clumpy team all year. I think Giannis wants out. I think they're just going to find it when they get motivated. They'll win a couple games. They just beat Toronto and Detroit. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Then they go down to Charlotte. They lose by 1 as a 4-point favorite. The Rockets kicking the dog piss out of everybody. 101.99 against Detroit. Okay, not their finest hour of achievement. They're laying a 12-banger against the Wizards. They bust them up 107.92. They bust up the Clippers 111.103, those fucking Clippers. And then they busted them up again in the second leg of a back-to-back with only 1 day's rest in between in the same venue. 125-104. We smashed them in both those spots with the Rockets. And they bust up the Chicago. When I say bust up, I mean this is 143-107. Yikes! Freddie Van Vliet's been downgraded to doubtful. Have you guys seen if Freddie Van Vliet will be playing or not? Giannis is probable. Listen, guys. Red fucking flag for the Bucks right now. Nobody wants to play there. They all want out. They've all wanted out, by the way. They had to go out there and put a multi-million-dollar training facility out there just, 2 years ago to try to keep Giannis happy? Then they got to bring in Dame. It's Dame time. Well, Dame time's watch ran out of fucking batteries. It's been problematic across the board. But it hasn't been problematic when you're sitting on a monster trend. That's right. 30-0 is in play. You guys remember this one. We just talked we cashed out it like crazy already. Teams coming off a road loss as a favorite in which they shot the lights out and the game went over the total. Less than 2 days rest is 30-0 to the under. Huge opportunity. Now, it's a big opportunity for the Rockets. They're 9-0 against the spread when they're sitting on a total of less than 235.5 against an Eastern Conference team that they didn't cover their last game. That's the buy low spot that we look for with the Rockets. The Bucks are 9-0 to the under when they're not a double-digit dog off a road loss. They do not rebound well. They're going under in those games by almost 11 points a game. And the Rockets intertwine again back to this under, 11-0 to the under. That's intersecting zeros when they've got less than 2 days rest. And they shot more than 50 times and 30 or more assists, meaning they went out there and looked like the Harlem Globetrotters. The following game goes under, and it goes under by over 14 points a game. 143-107 against the Chicago Bulls on the road. Harlem Globetrotter-esque. Yep. Good enough for us. Let's run it back. Let's take this 225.5, and the margin's double digits. So it don't matter what number you get it at. There's 225.5s at BetMGM, 225s at DraftKings, 224.5 at BetRivers, 224s at FanDuel. And FanDuel doesn't have the best number for us. So all favorable spots that you want to have in your corner. The 30-0 trend is alive. Tonight, 30-0 trend. Back in play, ready to kick ass, take some names for us. And that's an 8 p.m. start. So be ready for that one out there. Let's see if we can get that under money home for us. But we ain't done yet. We ain't leaving yet. We got more NBA to talk about for you guys here. Let's roll on to the Atlanta Hawks, the Sacramento Kings. More trends. Trends are our friends. The advent of these trends has ballooned my gambling career, affording me the opportunity to just look at numbers all day. This line started at -5. It's down to -4.5s and -4s. Problematic because we have 60% of the bets on the Kings and 57% of the cash. Total open of 235.5. It's moved up a point. You got 90% of the bets and 90% of the cash on the over. It's gone up 1 point. One. Lots of cash. Only one. Say it again. Only one. And we got the Hawks coming off of a loss. The Kings are kind of a shit team right now. They're a win one, lose one situation, right? They lose to the Suns 127-118. They beat the Suns. They lose to the Spurs. Then they beat the Suns again. Then they lose to Minnesota. Then they beat up on Utah. So they're kind of like a beat bad teams, lose to good teams type of situation. And I don't know if you can trust the Hawks. We talked about this last week. The worst team in the NBA against the spread, especially at home, for sure. For sure. At home, they're fucking terrible. Now, what makes them so bad? Well, probably a couple things would be my estimation. First and foremost, they don't play defense, or they don't do it with commitment and resolve. They're 13-0 to the over when they're less than a 10-pointer and the team has less than 3 days rest. Just gas out. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's a team that gas out. They don't play defense to begin with, and they gas out. But the Sacramento Kings, the all-time buy low opportunity. When they haven't covered, this is the Kings specifically. This isn't just an NBA. You know, we look at trends. We try to look at, league-wide trends. We try to look at team-specific trends. And then sometimes either coach or player or even referee trends, right? The individual trends. So we kind of go macro, and then we dial it into kind of micro and try to see, do some of these things intersect? Do they make sense or not? Kings, specifically, buy low opportunity. When they've gone back-to-back games without covering, they are busting the margins off the seams. They're 25-1 against the spread. They're covering by over 14 points a game. 25-1 overall. It's a perfect 7-0 if they're coming off a road game as well. So big opportunity out there for us. Why not take advantage against one of the worst teams? You got one of the best teams to cover the spread in NBA when they're off of back-to-back losses, so we're buying low. And you got one of the worst teams in the NBA against the spread. Yeah, we'll lay a 4-pack. And you're only laying a minus 105 on some of those spots out there. So it's a reasonably juiced opportunity to take advantage of the Sacramento Kings at minus 4 in the NBA. It's going to be good money. 2 big trends for you guys. Shout out to Ben Stevens in the house. What's up, Ben? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for commenting. I know sometimes you're perusing behind the scenes, but it's good to see you out there. He says, what's up, Mike? Just noticed you can get under 7.5 at Moneyline Dallas Stars at minus 125. I like the under 6.5. So I wouldn't play Dallas. Yeah, they should win, but wait a minute. I guess I did give Dallas out as my minus 4. What was it? The minus 425 block in the sock fucking scumbag play of the day or something. I can't remember what I called it, but it's not a bad look. It's not a bad look. Dallas in the under 7.5. If you can get that at minus 125, sure. Shout out to googly-eyed UFC ring girls in the house. Texas first half. Texans money line. Texas minus 5. Took 2 points off the number, it looks like. Kelly D says Sacramento has players out. It's already factored into the line, KD. That's why we want to look at a trend-wide Sacramento Kings team over that stretch of games. In fact, why not look for Fox to get a triple-double tonight if they're going to sit down and bench Sabonis or sit Sabonis? I can see that happening. But anyhow, I digress. Let's talk about one of the teams that I like to punch in on. They've recently become one of my favorite punching bags. Now, last year they were under team. This year they're just a favorite punching bag team. The Warriors open up as minus 2 on the road against the new $1 billion plus arena in the LA Clippers. 79% of the bets and 80% of the cash are on the Warriors. It's gone from minus 2 to minus 5. 3 points of movement for the road favorite Golden Curries. Now, it's important that you recognize them as the Golden Curries for the trends I'm going to tell you in just a minute. And this line opened at 222.5. It's moved to 225.5 with 95% of the bets and 96% of the cash on the over. The old Jover over. I'm curious if Jover likes the over in this one, but I don't know how you can put your money on the Clippers. They can't win at home. They couldn't win on the road in back-to-back spots against the Rockets. Oh, guess what? They beat up on the Jazz. Good job. Fucking scumbags. And that was at home. So they do have 2 home wins, one against the Toronto Raptors. They were laying a 6-pack. They won the game 105-103. Didn't cover. They beat the Jazz 116-105. They're laying 9.5. They did cover. Barely. And the Warriors are just busting everybody in the mouth. Again. Once again, all over the place. Now, Curry's probable. Curry has been upgraded to probable. Kawhi is still going to be out. Mo Bamba's questionable. Kevon Looney, still out. He's got the illness, which does kind of concern me a little bit because now look at what he got there. Podziemski. Well, he's questionable with illness too. So that sickness kind of just materializes everywhere, you know? And that spreads around like a wildfire. And that's okay for me. That's okay. I want Curry in there. But what I know is this. I think our new favorite spot's going to be fading the Clippers at home. I don't know if it's going to be an auto play. I mean, some things are going to have to line up for it. I don't like to just get into auto play land, but the Clippers are 0-8 against the spread when they're a home dog. Less than 6 days rest, so it's not coming off of like a break of some extended period. Home dog, not extended rest, against a team that averages 12 or more three-pointers a game. Well, it's the Golden Curries. That's why I told you guys. We got to pay attention to that three-pointer stat. Also, the Warriors do play defense when they're in revenge spots as a road favorite team. They're a perfect 10-0 to the under on the road in a revenge spot where they lost to the team previously, minus 1.5 to 9.5 point favorites. So as long as they're not double-digit trenders, double-digit favorites, they're going out there playing defense. They know. Shore it up. They're a better three-point shooting team. All of those things intersect to make an absolute shit ton of sense to me for the minus 4.5s. Now 5s. That's okay. This is one spot, though. KV. Yeah. Hey. Pojemski. Thanks, Ramon. Look at all those vowels, Ramon. You guys see me on Saturday nights. 6 cocktails deep trying to pronounce some of these guys' names. And here we go. The public paid handicapper consensus from Ramon. Golden State Warriors 12-6 over the Clippers. Also, 0-2 to the under. I love an under in that spot, too. KV says, don't want the trend without some bonus. Yeah. I get it. Not against the hard and double spot, though, for sure. You guys know the deal. I'm a big believer in cashing away on those. In fact, I'll spit out one that I put some of my own money on here for you guys real quick here. It was impromptu. We'll talk Monday Night Football real quick and get everybody out of here. But I did put together a multi-leg parlay. I'm going to say it fast, so you're going to have to replay it to catch it. Let's get this thing loaded up. Load up, baby. Come on, DraftKings. Get in the game. We're in the game. We're loaded. We're ready to go. You said double, and that got me intrigued here, KV. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Clint Capella. We look for some of these spots. Clint Capella loves banging doubles against the Sacramento Kings. 9 of his last 10 times, Clint Capella has gotten a double against the Sacramento Kings. And it's plus 265. Double 90% of the time. Clint Capella, one of the highest graded spots out there. Cole Caulfield, Clint Capella ranked right up there amongst opportunities. Also in that Montreal Oilers game, Hyman. And the last one I'll give you guys. Ride this one till the wheels fall off. And I'll let you know when the wheels are falling off. Vucevic. We got Vuce. Nikola. I'm sure I said it. Look at all those vowels, Ramon. I'm sure I said that one wrong. Nikola Vuce. Over 1.5 3-pointers plus 140. Over 1.5 3-pointers plus 140 for Vuce. Going to see if we can't get that one home. Over 1.5 3-pointers plus 140. Vuce. This guy has been the cash cow in that NBA player trend arena. So there's a couple extras I wasn't expecting to give you guys. A little Capella double. Caulfield to score a goal. And Vuce to get over 1.5 threes. Okay, let's talk some Monday Night Football. Let's keep this trend alive. And the trend is the 2-player touchdown bangers because we cashed a plus 700 yesterday. I think we went 1-1 last week, if I'm not mistaken. Through the week, on the Monday and Thursday spots. So let's run it back. Let's talk the Texans and the Cowboys. And look, Dak's out. There's no way Houston doesn't come out here and fucking murder these guys. I mean, look. Dallas isn't winning in Jerry World. Line open at -3. Look ahead line for the Cowboys was -3. Now, obviously, with Dak and the other factors. Oh, and here we go. Here's my steam report, Ramon, coming through with our touchdown prop for us. It's fucking dog shit. It's dog shit. I'll tell you who it was, please. Anyways, now we got 7.5s for the Texans. 7.5s with the hook. Bo Jackson says, yeehaw. Cooper Rush has some crazy stats. Cooper Rush is like 5-1 and then 6 as a starter, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen the official if Sabonis is out or not yet. It doesn't look like he's going to play. Speculation has been there all day. But I'll definitely keep my eyes on that. And then Redbeard says, Dallas going to fuck around and win. Watch. See, that's why I get down with you guys, man. That's why I like to come here and spend time with you guys. Just hear your plays. That's what the show should be. I'll just read your plays out. Well, it pretty much is that way, isn't it? I just read your guys' plays out. And then I tell you if I like them or I don't. And I like that one here. 74% of the bets, but 66% of the cash. Now, if you guys are new, I know we picked up some new viewers here as of late. we don't just look at the bets and the cash. We want to look at the reaction from the books, right? So 74% of the bets typically oriented or aligned with public betting. It includes the parlays, the teasers, the props. It's every bet slip, $1, $500 that has been written. And it's 74% coming in on the Texans. Only 66%. Now you're going to probably sit there and say, well, Mike, it's 66%. I got it. But it's 8 points less, meaning there's some bigger bettors. Typically, we look at the percentage of money as the sharper bettors. They're not going to fuck around with 2 legs or 3 legs. They just, here's my backpack full of cash. Here's what I'm doing. What can you do for me? Now, the total has gone from 49 to 41.5, dropping like a rock. 51% of the bets and 53% of the cash on this game for the under. So let's take a look. What do we know? Well, there's no Dak Prescott. Now, I got a fucking sickness in the head, you know? And that sickness is this. I told you guys USC was a better team without Caleb Williams. I think the Dallas Cowboys are a better team without Dak Prescott. I don't even know how he made it through the sniff test of Jerry Jones to get into this fucking Dallas Cowboys situation. But man, they have just bad quarterback after bad. Even Tony Romo. Jesus, going back there, they just can't find a break. And we all know what happened. We all saw it with our own 2 eyes. 34-6, they got busted up by the Philadelphia Eagles. 4-game losing streak. They've lost to Detroit, San Fran, Atlanta, and Philadelphia. Now, let me ask you this. Does the step in class up or down when you think about the Texans? Philadelphia, San Francisco, Detroit. I'm going to take Atlanta out of there. That's an asshole situation. We know Atlanta's marginal, I guess, right? Then you got the Texans. And I feel it's a drop back in class. Detroit. They lose to Detroit 26-23. First and foremost, we're going to jump in here. We're going to give you guys this teaser. Little tease opportunity for this one to the under. The primetime trends on this one here. Let me pull. Oh, shit. Where did it go? Hang on. Gotten smarter about how I save these files. I don't know about smarter, but I've lost them enough. I've lost them enough to know where I need to get involved with this one here. So, where did it go? No. Shit. Whoops. I teased Dallas with the under. Let me tell you this. Yeah, the same reason that we took the Bears. Same reason. We're taking Dallas. What was that reason? Teams that just played the teams that just played the Lions lose. And they lose a lot. And they've lost every single game this season, including even if they're sitting back there off a bye. There's absolutely no point not to run back to this thing. Why? Just because he's out? It's in the line. They're better off without this guy, in my estimation. Now, I do, with all my guts, hate the Dallas Cowboys. So it wouldn't matter who was in there at quarterback. The only way I would speak highly of the quarterback situation is if it was Ramon Scott, as he told the story about being a young Ramon Scott, trying to come off the bench in a backup role to throw touchdown passes out there, and the team handed it off. Now, if you paid attention to the Ramon Scott story, they did only take 1 loss when he stepped in there in the fill-out situation. So the only way I would feel highly about this here, the Texans here, when a team's playing as a home dog on Monday Night Football, they're 21-7 to the under. Now, I will factor that under into the equation and thinking, what have we seen, or where have we seen the struggles with the Texans? They're not quite clicking on all cylinders. This is like the sophomore slump for C.J. Stroud. Now, he's had some big games. Last year, he had the big games. Last year, they were getting busted up throughout the whole thing. And then he was coming back at the end in 450 yards with 5 touchdown passes because he just wouldn't die. You can't kill the guy. And that's fine. Except for you're coming into Jerry World and you just played the Detroit Lions. So I'm going to tease it up. Now, for what it's worth, if you pay attention over the weekend, the teaser ups, so taking the dogs and rolling them up, have been fucking nonstop cash. It did it again with Denver. I mean, dogs are winning or they're covering, and that's why the teaser ups have been such a factor out there. And I think that's very much going to be the case with this one. So I wanted to tease this under the 47.5. I'll attribute the injury factors and the sicknesses and all the other shit that's going on to the under. I'll file that into the under category. But I'm going to take that Dallas wins category because of two things. One, it's a primetime game. Everyone's thinking the Texans are going to go out there and smash these dudes. There's no Dak Prescott. It's the second game now with the quarterback situation. So they don't have the bright lights of the Eagles coming in to try to smack their asses out there. Shout out to our guy, Razor Sharp Picks. He's giving Aubrey over 1.5 field goals. Ramon, Razor, you just missed it. We talked about your Green Bay Packers. All right, let me give you guys some straight plays here. We got the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to go to that plus 7.5. Look, we can keep going. I cherry pick the ones I choose to tell you guys about here, or the ones that I choose to share with you guys, I should say. But when two teams play each other on extended rest in the NFL, they are 106 and 59 to the under was that last component I had for the total there. Home teams, when the team's win percentage against the spread is less than 25%, are smoking a beautiful 89 and 46. That is the Dallas Cowboys. They can't cover spreads for shit. Then we look at the overall spot out there. We see that overall, Dallas Stars. Teams on Monday Night Football coming off a barn burner, getting busted up by 23 or more points, are 8-1 overall. Overall, 8-1 are those teams to go out there and bust them up. Straight up, Cowboys, live dog. Yep. And this is why this one intersects for me. It makes a ton of sense. You got the Cowboys as a live dog. You got the just played the Detroit Lions, which we saw definitely again applied to those Green Bay Packers. Almost lost outright to the Chicago Bears, except for the luck of a blocked field goal at the end of the game. And then we got a spot, again, coming off getting beat up. It's almost like the hockey strategy that we talk about. You get shut out, you come back and you fire up. Should be able to fire up. Now let's talk about these touchdowns. Nico Collins is back. Before Nico Collins got hurt, Nico Collins had more receptions. He was the more go-to look guy. He was up and down, number one across the wide receiver core, and that includes having Stefon Diggs in the lineup. Remember, Stefon Diggs had 2 touchdowns that first week. He didn't do shit after that. Nothing. Then he got hurt. He's out. Bad attitude, son of a bitch. I'd have cut his ass outright in Buffalo, but hey, you know what? That's their choice. But I'm parlaying Zeke in this game. So I expect Houston's going to be chasing from behind. They're going to have to pass this ball. If they can get it past the other Diggs, Collins should be the guy that's got his hands out there to pick that thing up and run with it. But I'm going to go to Zeke. Here's why. The mental makeup of this team right now is fucked. McCarthy's probably looking to sell his house. He's worried that Jerry Jones is going to probably try to come over and fucking bag him and club him in the middle of the night. I don't know. They fucked with Zeke a couple weeks ago. This is back when they had that friction before Dak Prescott went out. They didn't even bring him on the road. He was shit talking. He wasn't happy with the play calling. Now, the most popular bet spots tonight are Joey Mixon. His matchup for the Houston side of things looks great. No question. The only way I could take Joey Mixon is to get 2+ touchdowns. But Zeke's going to be the starter. Rico. Everybody likes Rico. Why not? But he's in the 2 role. Zeke will be the starter. That's going to be enough for me. Now, obviously, Rico's been crushing it, and he plays better in that number 2 role. But I think what happens now is they move past it. Now they're trying to play save your own ass mode, right? CYA, cover your ass. You don't want guys like Zeke out there barking. You got to keep him happy. How do you keep him happy? You keep him fed. You know that you got an opportunity to go out there and just pound this clock in a spot that should go under. It should be a run-heavy offense for the Dallas Cowboys. You know they don't want to see Cooper Rush throwing this thing all over the field. And we talked about those aforementioned under trends. So I like the run game. Plus, Zeke's a big bruiser. They get to the goal line. Like if Rico's going to go out there and start doing 25, 30-yard rushes down the field, Eventually, they're going to get to 3rd and 2 on the goal line, and then who goes in? Tapping in. It's fucking Zeke scoring touchdowns, keeping everybody's mouth shut because Zeke knows where the bodies are buried, and he ain't going to go up. He ain't going down like that. So you keep him happy, you keep him fed, you parlay him with Collins, you get yourself a plus 900. And that's the way we're going to get paid on this opportunity. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you guys for rocking with us tonight. Timmy Two Shoes says I had to play old Tank Dell for a touchdown. Feels like a Tank touchdown. I like Tank Dell tonight. Playing Tank Dell in my fantasy league, so it's hard for me to get. I already lost, so it doesn't matter. By fucking 1.2. Terrible. I just played Xavier Worthy. Pete Gracia says Gary Jones will drive McCarthy to the airport. It's probably not untrue. Does like the Dallas and under from our guy Peter Gracia. And Ramon like to wrestle. Lux is razor sharp picks. Shout out to Blake M. Texas. I'll tell you what. There's one other spot that I did take on this. I did take this one too for you guys. Give this. I had to go to same game parlay. I couldn't make this one happen. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. That spurred me. That sparked me to think about this one here. The Texans to win the first half. The Cowboys to win the second half. Not the full game, the second half. Houston first half. Dallas second half. Plus 287 parlay. Houston scores arguably some of the fewest points in the league in the second half. That's why they're struggling in the position that they're in this year. It's that sophomore slump. The tape is now out on CJ Stroud. The Stars, the Cowboys, whoever the fuck they are, Dallas scores a lot of points in the second half because they're slow starters. They can't get going. Takes a while to figure out the weakness. And maybe that's a Mike McCarthy offensive defensive coordinator problem out there. But I like the Texans to win the first half money line, the Cowboys to win the second half money line. And it's going to be a little plus 2, I believe it was 287. So we'll see what happens. I do think that we do have the live dog spot with this Cowboys, but I don't want to die on that hill. Take that plus 7.5. I'll take our touchdown parlay as well. We'll see if we can run this thing back again. Man, imagine if we were just, I guess it wouldn't matter if we were rolling over or not, but I like it. I think that's how we're getting after it tonight, you guys. And I appreciate you guys all coming in, hearing what I had to say about these games. Big Scott 510 likes Elliott, Lamb, Dell touchdown parlay pays 39-1. Oh, I was going to give you guys. Look at Sub. Says Boost hit the first 3 for the Bulls. Of course he did, Sub. We're going to ride that fucker until the wheels fall off. Literally. There's some props you guys want to pay attention to. Now, I did tell you guys, I will share with you the late money report that came in for me, the cash analysis. CeeDee Lamb to get the first touchdown and a touchdown. That feels a little square to me. I get it. I totally get it. I mean, he should go out there and fire. And he's got a nice price plus tag. If you get him at FanDuel at plus 260, you catch him at plus 225s, plus 190s. CeeDee Lamb, but they like CeeDee Lamb as the first touchdown tonight as well. So keep that in mind. I don't know who I would go with first touchdown. I probably not CeeDee Lamb. Just seems too obvious. Look at Nico Collins' price, though. Plus 650. How about Zeke at 2,000? Zeke at plus 2,000. I don't know. I got to think about it. I'm going to try to put the same game parlay together, you guys. Thank you all so much for coming in here, hanging out with us. Oh, look at this. Breaking news. How about now's the time for these guys to fucking figure it out, Ramon? Embiid is probable tonight at Miami. If he plays, I'd like Miami. If he stays out, I'd take Philly. How about that for an analysis? I laugh, but you guys know how many times that shit hits. Come on. Xander Hutchinson is not another guy I wouldn't mind looking at for a first touchdown score. You're gonna take a bomb with the first touchdown scorers. That way it's low investment, high return, but parlay these 2 touchdown players together to get that money. And all you guys, man, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Lucky Power. Thank you, my guy. Shout out to Philly Eagle Flyers. Stop, Geo. Ramon Scott. Trans-Canada. It's going to open a new bottle of champagne. You guys are going to shit when you look back and you see the assessment of the league tonight and just how dialed in I was. I hope so, anyways. I hope so. I hope you guys all have a great night tonight. Let's get that money. Like I said, We got a busy week here, you guys. So make sure that we get yourselves tuned in. Get ready to go Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. here with Pregaming at Sports Money. You're going to want to make sure you follow Ramon Scott every morning, Monday to Sunday, 7 days a week at 9 a.m. for the morning steam. He's got the Steam Parlay Consensus Play. I don't know, still figuring out the name there. Still working on the name. I know what it is, Ramon. I just have to say it a few times to get it right. So appreciate all you guys rocking. I hope you guys had fun today. And it's always fun making that cash. So good luck with your bets. Bet responsibly. And get your asses back here tomorrow to Sports Money. Check out what we're doing on the regular. Giving you guys daily content. Looking for best bets, angles, trends, analysis. Everything you need to get paid. Shout out on behalf of the entire Sports Money crew. We'll see you guys tomorrow and keep doing what we do. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. We don't stop. Rain, sleet, or snow. Pregaming is good to go.
Snow, Curtis, blow, flow.